You're welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's the most authoritative news analysis show. My guests have been the Honorable Isaac Adongo, who is MP for Bolga Central, Honorable Koko Kwating, MP for Boise West, Dr. Said Boachi, Senior Research Fellow, Institute of Fiscal Studies, Dr. Eric Osei Esibe, Senior Lecturer, Department of Economics, University of Ghana. He's an adjunct fellow of the IEA. And talking about the IEA, remember that the IEA is applauding the government for introducing a fiscal policy council. Well, what exactly does it mean and what will it do? I'll let Doc speak to it briefly. But the NPP intends to rake in money. We don't know how much from dealing some hefty blow to corruption. But I thought we have been told over the period that the corruption is only perceived. So is there really some money to be gotten from what the NPP intends to do? The Minister said, Mr. Speaker, as we have said severally, corruption holds back economic growth, increases the cost of doing business, reduces revenue to the state, leads to capital flight, and inflates the cost of running government. It also results in a loss of legitimacy and respect for legally constituted authority, unquote. And as I told you in my take, the World Bank, as far back as 2004, said that the world loses as much as $1 billion a year through corruption. And guess where much of it happens? Happens in this side of the world. So how much exactly is hoped will be gained from this blow that the NPP intends to deal corruption? I think it's best to start with you.
Yes.
And very briefly, because we have just about 7 minutes.
You're right. I mean, corruption, the fight against corruption, the savings you make from fighting corruption is not something you can quantify upfront.
Okay.
And that is why we have not attempted to do any such thing. But when you look at the savings we say we will make in the area of exemptions, the savings we think we would make from paying more attention to the internally generated funds of some of our MDAs. Somebody just sent me a message and said, "Oh no, God, he is scaring us." No, I speak respectfully. I don't intend to scare anybody, but we are passionate about stopping the waste we see around. Plus, as the Honourable Minister said, when we say the loaves of bread and the fish, what we are saying is that we're going to have leadership by example. That when the Minister says righteous leadership, it is to say that it can't be politics as usual. And
you almost preach a theocracy, like a government
yes,
of...
look, and I'm happy to say that, well, I've been working in his office for some time now, and we have prayers before we started.
He's deeply spiritual, yeah.
Yes. And we are all beginning to learn a lot from him. And so it is with that passion that we go out there.
Okay.
If the leadership is sitting at the center and they think they have to be honest and righteous with public finances, there's no way we would allow those efforts to be watered down by the wrongs of people. And that is why we just leave it at that this government would fight corruption as this country has never before.
Thank you very much. I'll take the Honourable Adongo's comments, but before that, let me just bring this couple of messages from our viewers and listeners. Benjamin Osei Jamra in Edinburgh in the UK says that the budget is a budget of hope and offers us something, is it? Unfortunately, that's not clear enough. We'll get that and read it to you. Now, so what do you say about savings from corruption?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I would have wished to respond to most of the funny stuff that he mentioned.
Oh, really?
But time is not on our side because
2 minutes.
but the Minister made it clear that his fight against corruption were going to be underpinned by two critical drives. One is to fully implement the National Anti-Corruption Campaign Action Plan and to strictly apply the rules of the Public Financial Management Act. And for us, that vindicates us that the fight against corruption is not about slogans. We've heard all of these before. We've heard zero tolerance for corruption. We've heard people who pray better than Christ. and in the end, behind that, they do terrible things. You know, I sat there and listened to the Minister of Finance say all the things. And when I take his figures and I start looking at them, I ask the question, is it a man who was just preaching that is churning out these figures? And I have serious issues with that. So at the end of the day, it is not about theocracy, it's about the facts. And the facts are simply that we've come a long way not to be dealing with personal appearances.
That is a move you support.
Of course, yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. We passed the Public Financial Management Act precisely to deal with that.
Right.
The National Anti-Corruption Campaign Action Plan was basically something that we put together to try and fight corruption. And we are very fortunate that we've had a government that finds substance in this and really wants to pursue it to the end. And so we believe that, but you see, this issue about exemptions, there are big ticket projects, and you know them. If you are going to do a 1.5 billion project and the financing arrangement requires that you give exemption. If you don't give exemption, you increase your borrowing. So at the end of the day, it's a balancing act. So don't create the impression that suddenly you are gaining some things anyway.
Thank you very much. And the message I couldn't read says that this budget is a budget of hope and offers prosperity to Ghanaian traders, importers, Kayaye, students, and Zongos. Have been provided with relief that will transform their day-to-day lives and business to some extent. Let the NDC continue to make noise. Nanado will deliver to the expectations of Ghanaians. And let's move on. Musa Bato, I've read your message already. You posted that on Facebook. There's a next one that is from Ata Imoro in Wellency. He says, we promised and they said it was only meant for vote. When we won, they were quick to remind us of our promises. Now our budget shows the way to fulfilling the promises, yet they say it is a 419 budget. By the time we are done, the 44.4% will become 4.44%. He's talking about how much John Mahama had. Akwesi Obing in Jusu Bisiasi says, you know what is surprising? President Mahama, in his State of the Nation's address, 2016 to Parliament, he said his government was not going to spend money outside the budget as it happened every election year, but he ended up spending more. That led to what the desktop we have. You at IEA particularly excited about all of these, but more importantly, the Fiscal Policy Council. What will it do?
Well, exactly. Let me say that the success of this budget really hinges on two main things. One will be the response of the private sector towards this budget is key for its success. The second most important thing will be the integrity of the public service and the public sector. And that really comes to the issue of corruption and the issue of discipline.
Right.
Over a long-term period, one of the biggest problems that this economy has had is indiscipline, fiscal indiscipline. Okay? Like somebody just said, the president saying to us that he's going to make sure that this year we're going to stay within budget. We ended up reversing all the gains that we have recorded. So this Fiscal Responsibility Council, for me, is one of my excitement about this budget.
That's what they will ensure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry we have run out of time. This is where we end the show. I understand that the all-female panel on the Super Morning Show is on Wednesday and not Monday, as I said earlier. And happy birthday to Matilda Omega, one of the producers of this show, who today, this moment, is not at work because it's her birthday, so she has to enjoy. Dr. Said, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we are unable to pick your comments any further. So, thank you very much, Dr. Said Boachi from the IFS. Isaac Adongo is MP Bolga Central, and Honorable Koko Kwating is MP Obuasi West, and then Dr. Osea Sibe, you know him, is from the University of Ghana. Thank you very much, all of you. I'm Samson Ladia Yeni. Next week, God willing, we bring you another interesting edition of Newsfile.